And good morning from Scotty Ray Candace. It is a very, very wet Tuesday.
It is. It's messy, bad.
Do you have any trouble on the roads, puddling or anything like that?
No, but there is a lot of water on the roads. I didn't have any issues with it, but just be careful.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
in a bigger vehicle, so cars, though, they tend to hydroplane a little bit more. But anyway, it is messy this morning and cool.
Let's look at radar where the rain is, because we had most of it now has moved into the edge of Alabama. You got you a hair on there?
These cameras pick everything up. I had like a little hair on my. Do you see that on my shoulder?
I see it. I can see one
gone
on
now,
your. I can see one on your face over there that's out of place.
Oh, you hush.
No, I can't look right there. You see the hair right there?
Oh, I thought you meant coming out of my face.
No.
I was like, you hush. I better not have my hair coming out of my face.
I mean, I ain't said
Start
nothing about.
shaving.
I ain't said nothing about a mustache on you. You know that I hear that is a big problem though.
Yeah,
for folks.
I don't need. I mean, yeah.
Do they make little trimmers, or do you just use
I'm
the
sure.
Gillette?
I mean, women usually get waxed and stuff.
That would have to hurt.
It does hurt. It don't feel good. And when I have to do a wax or something, I always say, "Look," they'll go, "Is this gonna hurt?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." You want me to lie to you?
What was the little guy that was in Neil McCoy's video to Billy's got his beer goggles on, and he was in that movie about being a gigolo? And, he'd always take out the women that couldn't get dates and massage their feet. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't do anything with them, but he'd just go spend time with them. That little bitty fella.
Is he dark-headed?
Yeah,
kind of
curly.
Weird looking.
Yeah, that's him.
I don't know what his name is, but he was in that Grown Ups or something show too.
Missed that one, but it was funny of him being in that
or some kind of
show.
Yeah, he's funny. I can't remember what his name is.
It'll hit us in a second.
Dude.
Yeah. Billy's got his beer goggles on. As we go to radar this morning, we're showing light rain in Lauderdale County. This is the stuff that moved through a while ago. Let's turn on locations where you can kind of get familiarized with where things are. Still a shower or two up at Linville United Methodist. Preston's got a little bit there at the Dollar General. Stretching back across there from Neshoba Central High School. As we go across downtown DeKalb, some heavier rain right there headed towards 16. As we go here, we look at Lauderdale County, a little bit of rain right there at the racetracks there in Wyandotte. And we got a little bit out here at the Boy Scouts, but the majority of this picks up here in Cuba, Alabama. Mm-hmm. A lot of rain there. There's McElroy trucking as you go up here. This is going to be Lake Louise. And the further you get to York and you get up to Sumter High School, Livingston, Alabama, a lot of rain there. And just all the way, look at over here at Demopolis, Linden, Alabama. So heads up to y'all. You got a lot of rain. Well, it's not a heads up. It's there now.
Yeah.
So you're getting wet. This should be ending kind of shortly by noon, and then it'll come back later on as we look at the forecast of what it exactly calls for today. We've got a 100% chance before 1 o'clock this afternoon. Then we'll get some sprinkles in between there and 4 o'clock. Gusty, 48 for a high, and then tonight, more rain before 10 p.m. And then it'll be moving out. We'll have clear, cloudy sky tomorrow, but no rain.
Okay.
So that's where we're at on everything.
I was not expecting the cool temperatures like what we
Kinda
it's just look. I had it was a funny thing the other day. Somebody said that the weather is like lottery numbers, like the temperatures are like lottery numbers, like 16, 25.
I have to tend to agree with you. It has just been sporadic.
I know, it is.
Today you're going to look for a jacket. Tomorrow you'll start taking it off. By the next day you don't want it.
I know. Yeah, you had to dress in layers for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Good morning to Milton Savell this morning. Also, Miss Ann Cook is up and at 'em today.
Yes. Miss Linda Jane Lunsford, good morning to you.
Morning to Debbie Stewart, along with Barbara Chapman. She says good morning to us.
Yeah, she's one of my clients.
Well, bless her
Barbara.
Heart.
Yes.
Oh, Todd.
Bless her heart. What is that? That's what Miss Barbara, I guess he's saying that. Bless your heart because you're one of my clients. No.
She's sweet, there, girl.
Yeah.
And also Todd Tuberville up and at 'em this morning. Hope Todd's doing good out building houses somewhere. Old boy's hard at it. Now, there's a lot going on across America this morning. And take out your phone. I didn't get it. Your kid is going to...
he goes to Lamar.
And they're having, what is it?
It's called Read Across America, and it's all the way, everybody's doing it at the schools.
Well, hold the picture up of what you've done up here to the camera.
This is my little boy, and he dressed, today they did a dress up like your favorite character in a book.
Right.
So he was the chef in Ratatouille, or whatever you want to call it, but this is him. So he's got his little mouse. That's the one that I had made. So
he's off and at 'em today.
Yes.
If I'd have thought about that, we'd have put it up on the big screen before we went live. But that is good. Yeah. And with that it's all about reading.
It is. And a lot of kids were doing the Dr. Seuss books. Right. And, because Dr. Seuss is a big thing.
It's his birthday today. He was born in 1904.
Mm-hmm. It is his birthday.
But with that, we see the breaking news, and we've heard rumor that, maybe they're trying to cancel out Dr. Seuss. And we get the news this morning. This is the headlines today as we look at this.
Yes.
6 of the books are going to be stopped being published because they are saying they're racist. This is Dr. Seuss.
It's crazy. It is crazy, and they can, to me, they are just trying to brainwash people into believing this junk. It is.
I know.
That is a bunch of junk. These books, kids have grown up reading these books.
They have.
They're iconic. Really, they are. It's just, I can't believe that they're even allowing nonsense like that.
And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street, if I ran the zoo, and that's McGillet's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Supper, and The Cat's Quizzer will no longer be published. I
cannot believe they're allowing this mess.
Yeah, this is stuff that you remember back from world wars that the United States was in, societies canceling freedom of speech. And
the people who are coming up with this mess, that's the ones they need to cancel. Because they are a rising on the behind of society. That's what I'm going to call them.
Well, that'll work there. You can call it that.
That is what I'm calling them. Because they are. It's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous.
Dr. Seuss on the chopping block. And that's among other books that now are being deemed not good.
Yeah.
But that's just to give you a heads up on that. I thought we would also show over the end of the rain as we look out to our west here, the rain is starting to break up there. This is over in Forest as it's out to our west. A little drizzle there, but not much to it. So things are going to be getting better. The rain's going to be moving out, and you'll have a good day before long.
We're good. I hope we do.
Yeah.
A little sunshine peek through, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see here. Good morning to Maria and Dean. Good morning to you also.
Yes. Miss Joyce Godwin says good morning. Good morning to Miss Joyce.
Chip Falgett is up. Morning, y'all. Also, Sandy Kaz. Am I pronouncing that right, Kaz, C-A-Z?
I think so, Kaz.
I'm learning a little slowly but slowly these new names. And also Miss Donna Roseman. Nice weather if you're a duck. I have to agree with her on that. Also, Kathy Brace is watching Tylertown, Mississippi. Charlene agrees that
it is ridiculous.
We're with you on that.
There is so much going on right now that I think is so far-fetched and ridiculous, people can say things that actually probably has gone on and happened.
Correct.
And they just, dismiss that. But let somebody say a Dr. Seuss book is racist and they jump on it. It's the craziest thing to me. I don't even understand where these people are coming from.
Well, it's like the guy that was on that Bachelorette show that said it was okay for somebody to have their wedding party or whatever at a plantation, and now he lost his job because of that. Come on.
Now, I could write a book on what's racist right now going on, and people are just dismissing it.
Yeah, they do.
But because there's a lot of stuff going on that I don't agree with. But
Maria Andine says everybody's offended over basically everything these days. We need the rain trying to get yards started for spring.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Let's see. Charlene says, Gaddy says, I'll buy them and read them to my grandson, and when he will continue to do so. The problem is they're not going to publish them anymore. They're going to quit printing them.
So go out today.
Yeah, you better
and
get
buy them up if you can find them, because who knows if they'll even be there. We have a whole set of them, thank goodness.
But they're not going to even let them be printed now. It's not just saying that it's racist, but ceasing production. So I didn't know if you knew that one.
Yes.
Dwayne Phelps says, good morning, cold and rainy. Yes, it is. Let's see here. Les Alexander, that was priceless. Can I use that?
Yes, Les, you can. And I've got many more if you want them.
A big old rising.
Yeah, that's what they are. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, it's just...
Kaz is my slang for okay. Pronounce that one. Her full last name is
Carrizales.
Carrizales.
I think.
Oh boy.
I should have let Scotty. She said let Scotty give that a try.
I do great
I might have got it wrong.
with names like Fred and Smith, and boy, you put a twist on it to me, and it's a little harder for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
It
stumble
is.
through
Well, it
that.
is for me too. Sometimes
But-
I mean, it's
Hey, I get the short name.
that's
now.
a neat
is.
name though. That's a cool name. I'd have to say that. I'd just have to say the whole thing.
Now, grab hold of something because now this has been stirring, and this is a headline this morning. This has been brewing probably for about 2 years, and they would like to extend it another 2 years to or a year and a half to 2022. But the United Methodist Church is in turmoil. I grew up Methodist, the Methodist Church in Scuba, Mississippi. I got baptized when I was 11 years old there, and I got rebaptized as a Baptist, make sure I got dunked because I got sprinkled. You know, that's always, you ever heard Jerry Clower talk about the sprinkling and the dunking?
He's funny.
But, you know, that's the differences between the two. But the issue now with the United Methodist Church is they've started letting gay and lesbian pastors be pastors of the church, where the other side of the fence says, wait a minute, it says in the Bible you cannot do that. And churches started breaking away from the United Methodist Church. But with that, they would lose their church because the United Methodist Church owned it.
Right.
Now, I spoke to a pastor this morning that says if they officially break away, then each church, after it's separated legally, would get to keep their own. Instead of right now, if you were to walk out and go, whoop, I ain't doing that no more, you would lose everything you had. But if you wait till the official breakup, you would get to keep your church.
Now, I want to ask this. Do you get to keep it freely, or do you have to buy it
No,
back?
it'd be
Because I've heard people say
right now you're having to buy them.
Yeah, I've heard of some churches having to pay like really high amounts to get
they had
their
already
church
paid
back.
for it.
Right.
And, you know, like people in the church had worked and donated their time, given of their family land or whatever to build a church, and then...
And if I'm not mistaken, all the money that went in that they would take up on, you know, for offering and stuff like that, it went to the
United Methodist Conference.
Right, the conference. So, you know, it's...
Yeah, it's
know.
whatever, the way it's written right now, everything belongs to the United Methodist Church, unlike the Baptist churches where they still own their property. But with the new split up of what's fixing to happen, the churches will get to keep their own if they want to separate, from what I understand.
And some people might say, well, why did they ever go into the conference to begin, or why did they ever make it United Methodist? But I think at the time...
It was back in the late 60s, from what I understand, that they did that.
Yeah, and I don't think this kind of thing was going on
No,
then.
it was not.
You know, this was just like thrown in at these people, you know.
Here's the headline, is the conservatives are going to break away, and they're going to call it the new church, the Global Methodist Church,
Right.
which will be the conservative values without the LGBT. Now, again, God loves everybody. Let me straighten that out.
Well, I was just fixing to say that. This does not mean that they don't welcome people to come to church.
Absolutely
if you're
not.
gay or you're a lesbian. They don't. I'm not saying that, because they don't.
They're just saying that it's not right.
To have a pastor
Right.
that is preaching from the Bible, and they go by the Bible.
Well, and if you Google this, and of course, I don't know this from the top of my head. I probably should, but I don't. But I put this in front of us here.
Right.
Where in the Bible, there's many, many places that it states that a marriage is between a woman and a man. Right. Genesis states it. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And, you know, Jesus repeated this back in Matthew here. Right. It's all through the Bible, and we've been taught that our whole lives.
And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's in the Bible that a lot of people, you know, I'm divorced. Okay. The Bible preaches against divorce. You know, so I've had my toes stepped on many times during a service when they preach from the Bible, and they preach the word, and the word says that, you know. Now, I mean, so I'm not saying that, you know, they're against people that are like that. I'm just saying
sin
they
is
welcome
sin.
people. They welcome
Sin
people.
is sin.
Everybody will stand before God in whatever they've done, and they will answer to it. That is not for us to judge.
Absolutely not.
So,
They're just saying that is not right, and we're going to break away. If y'all want to do that, you do that.
Right.
But again, a sin is, you know, like eating too many hamburgers. Overindulging, that's a sin. And in God's eyes, all sins are equal.
Right.
As humans,
Right.
that is really hard, because murder, you think about that. Well, my hamburger, well, in God's eyes, it's all sins, and mankind laws is not. And I don't know everything that I need to know.
But to me, and I've always said this, and I mean, because we all sin, but some people pick and choose their sins and they think, oh, this is not as bad as that, but it is. So, you know, we need to all live by the Bible, but some of us, like I said, have been divorced. Yeah, I don't know. And I'll have to answer to whatever I've done or whatever, you know.
You know, and I'm not perfect on this, but I want to say I interpreted that to be where if there was an affair, it would be okay for a divorce, if I read that correctly.
Right. But, you know, not everybody divorces over an affair. So
that's correct.
And
sometimes
in my case, that was not my case. You know,
and then you get into the question, if somebody's in an abusive relationship, they get divorced and they get remarried. And I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
I'm not perfect. I don't know.
So what we're getting at, don't judge people, you know, because that's not our job to judge.
But that is what's going on with the United Methodist Church today. And I thought I'd bring that up just so that you're aware of it, because I do know of some churches that have separated and lost already.
And that's what I'm saying, like, people want to keep their churches, especially churches that they've grown up in.
Right.
And, you know, these churches that have been in their communities for a long time. I know there was one that I had spoken to somebody, I want to say it was up in maybe Kemper, that they had like the church had closed down.
Yeah.
And
because it became the property.
Right, and those people had moved to another church. And, you know, it's sad to me because, I mean, these people probably grew up in these churches that are closing down.
That happened in Lauderdale also.
Yeah, maybe this Daleville, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, it's just sad, you know, because these people want to keep their churches. And it's sad to me that they got to come up with tons of money, or they had to keep them, you know, to get out of that and have their own, be able to choose who they want as their pastor. Like Baptists usually can do that, you know, I think. But
little differences in between the churches.
It is, just difference.
As we move forward with other stories this morning, do you remember the movie, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
Mm-hmm, I do.
I remember watching it. It was a pretty good show. It had Don Johnson and this guy. What's his name here?
What is his name?
Mickey Rourke.
Yes, and I always thought he was a nice-looking guy.
And I hadn't seen him in years. Not since this movie have I really. He's probably been in other movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I had noticed him. You want to see what he looks like today?
Yeah.
This is boom. There he is.
No, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand why. I mean, I know a lot of people get plastic surgery and they get things done.
Right.
You know, and I kind of think once somebody gets one thing done, they tend to get another and another and another. And some people go way too far with it. And this, to me, is one of those cases. I think it's sad because, I mean, to me, I would rather grow old kind of gracefully.
Absolutely.
Than I would to just change my whole look.
Him and Don Johnson are close to the same age, I would assume. Don hadn't changed that much.
I mean, if I looked at him and didn't know who he was, I would not know.
No, you would not.
That was Mickey Rourke.
At all. So there you go. That's headlines today of what you used to be.
Yeah.
Take care. He may have lived a harder life. I don't know the gentleman.
I don't know why. I mean, there might be a reason that we don't know why he did that. I don't know.
This next story, before I show this now, I want to warn you, it almost makes you cringe to a degree, but things like this have to be addressed, is why I want to show this. A young lady was married, and apparently married to a lunatic, and her husband threw acid on her in an attempt to kill her. She had a full face replacement. First time that had ever been done. She's just had her second one. And it's heartbreaking that somebody would have to go through this.
It's awful. And I like the first time she had a face replacement, I saw that. And this is the first I've seen of the second.
I wanted to share it with you as you go down. She's 53 years old now. As you go down, this is what she looks like now after the second surgery. And trust me, this looks so good compared to what she's been through. Her life has been forever changed. This was the lady that just gave her second face that passed away, that was given to her. As you go down, this is what she looked like before she was attacked by her husband. And then this is what this poor lady looked like right here, right after. Look at this, what he done to her. And this is what she looks like now. This was the first young lady that passed away that they used to, and it's amazing that they can even do this. Yeah. But you know, it does make you want to turn your head because it's rough to look at. But can you imagine being her for a day? Yeah,
I would love to know what happened to her husband after he did that. But this is the reality of what some women, men too. I'm not saying it just happens to women because it happens to men too. But this is the reality of abuse I mean, it really is, because I think if I remember the story correctly, he had been abusing her, or had been
here he is right here. That's the husband. Now, it says that he got a 30-year sentence is what he ended up getting. And it happened back in 2007. He did it because he thought she was seeing another man. Prison is not good enough for somebody.
He died in prison in 2017 is what it says. But.
Okay. But that ain't good enough for somebody who alters somebody's life that way. Not in my opinion.
I don't know. You know, the Bible says an eye for an eye.
And a tooth for a tooth.
That's it.
I know where you're going with that.
I just think that people who do things like that, I know it sounds very bad for me to say, but they ought to get done to them. Same thing.
Hey, look, we have a new hair suggestion for you today. I thought I'd share with you.
Oh, you loved my ponytail? Oh.
Made you look younger.
Oh, it made me look younger. I might wear a ponytail every day. Every day. Okay, from now on. Thank you, though, Miss Carolyn. That's so sweet of you.
Bring your pom-poms tomorrow.
Yes. I might bring them. I still got them.
How many years ago has that been?
Gosh.
Now,
I graduated almost 30 years ago from high school.
Were you a cheerleader at Scuba Tech?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yes, I was. And let's see. That was in 93.
Did you ever make the dance team up there?
94. I don't even know if we had a dance team then.
Okay, they did when I was there in 88.
Well, then I guess they did have a dance team. No, I wasn't on the dance team. I just cheered.
Okay.
And our squad was very small compared to what it is now. Because they do competitions and all that kind of stuff now. We didn't do all that back then. We just
changed a little bit in Scuba, Mississippi, where they're world champions now.
Oh, yeah.
Titletown. If you haven't passed by and seen Scuba's football field lately, it's something.
Our little football field we cheered on is no longer there. I think there's a dormitory or something they've built there now. But
yeah, it's gone.
But it's very nice now. My daughter cheered there, and I went to several games and tailgated and stuff like that sometimes. It was very nice, though, now. So
they're going to put Titletown out on the highway there when you're coming up on Scuba, because that isn't it.
Well, you can't miss it with the field and the big.
No, you can't.
You know, huge. What do they call it?
Bleachers?
Tron. What do they call it?
Oh, the Jumbotron.
Yeah, Jumbotron. They got up there and stuff.
Very serious stuff going on in Scuba, Mississippi.
They got the big bus that they take now. Big, like, charter bus. But anyway.
I don't know if you call this karma, but a guy who was a rapist been in prison. He was the I-5 strangler. He murdered a bunch of people, raped them. His cellmate didn't like him so much. And the guy with the 666 murders this guy inside the prison cell. So that is headlines this morning as well.
Yeah.
Not where I want to go.
No, that's awful.
Now, I have never been to a Trader Joe's in my life. I've heard of them, but they are a grocery store chain.
I've never been to one either.
Apparently it's a northern thing, but one of the employees complained to the CEO that he felt that if somebody came in 3 times to the store without a face mask on, they should be banned forever from shopping. And it went on. There's a copy of the letter out there. And well, they go, you ain't got the same values that we do here, and they got rid of him. So now he's on the internet. This is the ex-employee there who is upset over being fired.
I don't know, though, if I'd fire somebody.
Yeah, there's probably more behind the scenes than we really know. And this was probably the final straw that they go, look, we just, you just go somewhere else and make somebody else miserable.
Right.
We don't know.
There are those people,
Yeah, we don't know the details of all that. But how would you like to be banned from a store? Because, and I cannot tell you the times I've jumped out of my car and not realized that I don't have one.
I know. And I do that all the time. People... You see people do it, though, all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you pull up at the Dollar General or the grocery store, you'll see them walk almost all the way to the store, and then they go,
yeah, that look.
Turn around, go back. But, yeah, I've done it. I don't know. I can't stand wearing them, but it's reality right now.
In a pinch, when you go in a store and you forget yours, you can take your shirt and pull it up over your face to make somebody happy, I guess.
I'll never forget when all this mess first started. And I was in a store, and I guess this girl didn't have a face mask, or I don't know. And I guess you just make do. But she had a paper towel rolled up, like folded up, and it was right here. And she had a rubber band.
Okay, well.
Rubber band around her head, holding it on. But I've seen some pictures of some people that's really.
I saw the video to this the other day, and I probably wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen the video. They jumped on a lady who went in a store who didn't have it. And she just pulled her underwear down and slapped it on her face and went right on in the store.
Well, I think the funniest I don't think I would have done that. No, I'd have just walked on out the store and come back later.
When that important.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have put my underwear on my head. But this is kind of around the same lines. This woman had a maxi pad.
Oh no.
I don't know. I would never do this. Okay, and I'm sure if somebody's doing this, they're doing it for attention. Because who would put a pad across their face?
Feminine hygiene.
I'm not doing that. I just think I could buy groceries another day.
That's yeah.
Yeah, but there's pictures of people that pushing the cart with the pad across their face. Really?
Oh, have mercy. What is the world coming to? That's what Jackie Gleason would ask everybody at this point. Let's see here. Let's see what else is going on in the news this morning. Do you remember this doctor that was a TikTok star? He was a black doctor, and I don't really quite, y'all, understand this TikTok where you dance to everything, you become a star. Yeah. I don't get it.
I mean, I don't have TikTok on my phone, but my kids all do. And I've seen some funny stuff, but I've not seen this one, though. I've seen other doctors doing dances and stuff, but I had not seen this one.
This is the guy here, and he's being sued now for $45 million for sexual harassment. And he's a star, and she's after him. Now, I wouldn't think, but I mean, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You
don't get what they're doing.
Right.
Well, it's just for attention, really. I mean, it's
why
just
you want to dance
a
in
funny
a hall,
thing.
and that's where
I
don't know how to word it.
People just do it for entertainment and attention. I mean, I ain't getting on there and doing something like that, but
you don't like.
I guess somebody that they think it'd be a cute little thing to do,
But I'm not a dancer either. Like the biggest time I would ever get close to dance, maybe a slow dance. I'm not one of them going to get out there and cut a rug.
Now I'll break out dancing up in the house at any time. I started by a sign at Hobby Lobby the other day that said, "We dance in this kitchen."
Oh, Lord.
Because I do. I mean, I might.
So you're a dancer.
I mean, I like to dance. I like to have fun and just joke around and stuff. And Kurt probably thinks I'm crazy. He'll tell me all the time, "You are crazy," because I mean, I'll be cooking and I might just
be bopping.
We might start singing a song. I just like, with my kids, with Alden, I'll break out dancing. He thinks it's the funniest thing. So
Give me 3 steps, Mister.
Like
Give me 3 steps toward the door. Anyway, that popped in my mind dealing with that. So that's some thoughts of some headlines that are making the rounds this morning before we get into all of the news that happened. We do want to bring this up. They are wide open in Collinsville this morning. And we're talking Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. If you need groceries, a great place to do all of your shopping. Now, these prices will end this afternoon when they close. They'll have some new ones in the morning. But you can still get them strawberries. Isn't that how you properly say that word?
Yeah.
Get those, of course, fresh tomatoes, $1.59 a pound. You can also still get the navel oranges, $3.99 for that 4-pound bag. I had one yesterday. It was great. Also, the crunchy celery stock, plenty of that in stock with the onions, white, yellow, or sweet, whichever you prefer there. You ever bit a sweet onion?
I mean, I've cooked with sweet onion, but I'll have to tell you the onion story after we go through all these things in a minute. 2
for $3 at the Piggly Wiggly. You get the cream of chicken, mushroom, all of that. Also, the saltine crackers, $1, along with the Dixie Crystal Sugar, $2.29. Macaroni and cheese, 2 for $3. Chips Ahoy for the sweet tooth of in your family there, 2 for $5 for that 10-ounce bag there. Included the T-bone steaks, $5.99. It'll go good on a grill, along with those baby back ribs, Sanderson Farms whole fryers, 69 cents a pound. Wieners, $1.79. You can also get Coca-Cola products and drinking water. You can get that purified, 24-pack, 3 for $10. All at Joe's place. They call it the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. See Joe. He'll save you some money. A nice, clean place to do your shopping right here in our community.
And don't forget, they have plate lunches during the day in their little restaurant off to the side. And they have the Boston butts that are smoked that you can pick up anytime. And also slabs of ribs and smoked chicken.
Steak night.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
You don't feel like cooking, you need to go by the pig, see Joe, and pick you up some supper.
So what's the story that you were going to tell?
We were talking about like the dancing on TikTok and stuff. But
right.
Some people, parents too, they won't stop at anything to have like something on social media about that they think is funny. And some people think it's funny and some people don't.
Right.
And this to me wasn't that funny, but it was a little toddler And the toddler thought they were fixing to eat an apple. Well, it was an onion.
I saw this.
Did you?
Yes.
And the kid was biting into it and just like making the worst face. And you could tell, I don't know if anybody's ever eaten an onion, but it will sometimes take your breath away. Like if it's a hot onion.
Yeah.
This kid was making a face like they couldn't breathe and they couldn't take it, and they just take another. I don't know why they kept taking bites.
Well, the little headline on the one I saw said that he refused to admit it wasn't an apple and he wasn't going to quit eating it.
Okay, well, whatever. But I still would not have let my kid do that. That's just,
Step up, be a parent.
Right. I mean, that wasn't funny to me.
But there's a lot of stuff that people try to do that is not that. I'm telling you, like the coronavirus. Remember that little girl that licked the toilets in the airplane?
That's just ignorant right there. But I did. One of the funniest things one time that I saw a video where these two girls were at the beach. All you could see was their feet because their little dog was down there. It was like a boxer bulldog or something. And they had given him a slice of a lemon. And the dog would, and some people might think that's kind of like mean or something. But it was funny because the dog would like gnaw on it a little bit, and then he'd shake his head.
Get that like ice cream freeze.
Yeah, he'd just like shake his head, but then he'd keep like biting at it and stuff. And it was a funny thing. If you've never, you could probably pull it up on YouTube, video of Boxer eating a lemon. It was the funniest thing. But anyway, stuff like that. But we need to talk about too. There's an event tonight. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let me pull that up. Let me find that real quick here.
That's why I should have waited.
Yeah, it'll be okay. We can go back.
But I just wanted to address it before, like early on. But there's an event tonight. Leadership Lauderdale is helping a nonprofit organization, which is, if I'm pronouncing it right, Mute.
That's what it looks like.
And it's the Mississippi United to End Homeless. Now, they're having a thing tonight at Mugshots, and it's from 5 until. And you can take that. What they're asking people to do is bring some new sheets or towels, because they're going to try to provide like a good home for these homeless people and trying to help them get back on their feet.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who are homeless who they don't want to be there.
Oh, no.
They want to do better for themselves. And this group is helping them do that. And we commend them for doing that. But they'll be tonight at Mugshots from 5 until. And they're also going to be at Nick and Al's on March the 22nd. And we'll try to get with them before that. So maybe we can have
be an interview with us.
Have somebody to come in and talk about it. But also they would like to take, monetary donations if you'd like to give something. They do ask that maybe if you'll give at least $10.
Yeah, so, you get 20% off your meal there.
And there's on here, Scotty Ray's got it pulled up, but there's an email on here that you can also make a monetary donation to if you would like to do that. But
I give sheets for homeless at gmail.com.
Yes. Okay. And, but this is a great thing that they're doing, I think. I think that a lot of people, we have so many homeless in this town, and some people, will have a little bit of something to say about, homeless people. And I don't really, in my mind, we don't know what brought them to that point.
No, you don't.
And I really don't care what brought them to that point. That's not my business to judge that. But if you do, I do feel for these people, though.
You're not human if you don't.
Right. And so if you can help them out, go by there and help them out.
Sure.
So.
Hope you can. Do some good in this world.
That's right. That's right.
Sophie, the studio dog, is checking us out, and she thought she had to scratch her ear there for a moment there. They've been with me for whatever reason. Usually it's just JJ that stays with me, but my girl's been up here all morning with me. She come up here at 5:15 with me, and she ain't left.
Mm-hmm. She's a sweet dog.
Ooh,
pretty eyes, bluest
eyes in Texas.
That's right.
But she just isn't tall enough for the desk that's in here to put her head up above. When she comes by, you just see that black tail. Bless her heart. It was on this date in 1836 that Texas declared their independence. And also, Sam Houston was born on this date in 1793. Of course, that's the character who played it there in the movie. That was a great show. Mm-hmm. Texas, a big role in American history. As we said, Dr. Seuss was born today. And who remembers Desi?
We used to watch this all the time. And I still love to go back and watch the old I Love Lucy episodes. My favorite, I have two favorites. when they were stomping the grapes.
That's funny.
Her and Ethel were stomping the grapes, and then the candy factory.
Where she was
It's on the conveyor belt, and they speed it up, and they're trying to eat them.
You remember the episode of where they had the camper and she was going to ride in the back up the hill and all the stuff kept floating back to her?
I didn't see that.
That
one.
was
I had to look that one
funny.
up.
But Desi was born in 1917.
And they were actually married in real life. You know.
And what was interesting about Lucille Ball, and this was new to television, was nobody knew anything about it. She kept the rights to the movies to where everybody else didn't. So they made all these reruns. They made fortunes off of that, where nobody else did.
Well, you know, she was not a natural redhead, I don't think.
No, I didn't know that.
She was a blonde, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was a blonde. I think I saw that, and then she did her hair red.
That woman was funny,
she
I gotta
was
say.
funny. She was funny.
Who remembers the group Restless Heart? Everybody remember them? Lead singer Larry Stewart was born on this date with his birthday. Of course, you remember When She Cries, The Bluest Eyes in Texas, Fast Moving Train, I'll Still Be Loving You. They were huge until he decided, well, I'm so big I can go start a solo career.
Yeah.
With most bands, it doesn't work out. Very few people make it like that.
Grass is not always greener.
No, it's not. If you got, Alabama, you got to give them credit. They stayed together.
Yeah.
Because Randy Owen at some point probably could have went anywhere with his voice. Stayed together. Brooks and Dunn, once they kind of broke up, neither one of them done anything.
And
It just
that's
clicked.
got to be hard to have that many people in a group, because they all have families.
Oh, yeah, and you got to split the pie in a group.
Right.
Like you take the Oak Ridge Boys. That was a bunch of them up in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got all these different people together and all their different families together, and everybody's not going to always agree. And it's
And
really
that's right.
good that they can stay together for that long.
It is. It was, 1960, the only time and first time that Elvis ever stepped off American soil and landed there in British soil there. He never did tour there. I think he wanted to, but it never happened. Interesting fact there for you, if you're an Elvis fan. Born in Meridian, Mississippi on this date back in 1962 was Ty Herndon. Of course, lived in Butler, Alabama, and went on. Big song there, What Mattered Most. His second song, I Want My Goodbye Back, and then, of course, right after that, The Arrest, and which ruined his career at that point in time in country. Let's see. Were you a Bon Jovi fan?
I was. We all listened to Bon Jovi.
Living on a Prayer, was that their song? Okay.
Yes.
I was worried I wouldn't remember one, but I do remember that one. 1962, he was born. Let's see here. Who else? The Four Seasons, Walk Like a Man was number one on this date.
I'm surprised that song's still around.
Walk Like a Person?
Surprised they hadn't, banned that song.
Yeah.
I hate I even said anything, because now they probably will.
Well, they'll come after it. Terry Jack was 1974. He was number one with Seasons in the Sun. It was big, not a song that I would put in the car today and listen to and turn up loud.
Yeah.
Just not my thing, but apparently a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
This was kind of creepy back in history in 1978. We've all heard of Charlie Chaplin. He was a silent movie actor.
Yes.
His body was stolen. Grave robbers stole it and demanded $50,000.
Oh, my God.
The wife never paid it. He was buried, hid the body about a mile from his home. They buried it in a field. They were arrested.
So did they ever get the body back and put it back where it belonged?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That is morbid. That's just, there's some morbid people in
But
this
there's
world.
grave robbers that break open caskets looking for jewelry.
Well,
and
the Gypsy Queen in Meridian that's buried.
Supposedly has.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm sure they probably have had a lot of people
Well, this
try to
had
break
cracks
in there.
in the. So I don't know how far they ever went, but
Yeah.
people, there's just people without conscience. Is that the
know.
way to put it?
I don't care how much I need a bunch of money, and if I was even a robber, robbing a grave, that's just taking it too far for me. I don't want to stay away from that.
So you wouldn't be an architect.
If I was a robber, I mean, I just wouldn't.
Well, I mean, you think back here of all the Egyptians, of people that busted into the pyramids and hauled off all that stuff.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my kind of thing, but
No,
it's been going on since time.
Yeah.
Also on this date, 1990, Luke Combs was born. Probably one of the most traditional singers that country music has now, but getting a lot of flack. He recorded, and I can't remember, he recorded a song with some guy in country that does rap. Well, Luke had a press conference a few weeks ago and apologized in advance for having the rebel flag in the video. And that guy that it was his song ate Luke Combs alive, and just said, what a traitor he was to everybody. And I don't know.
I just don't understand why people are apologizing for our history when it is. I mean, I don't know.
I hear you, sister. I remember meeting this girl in Jackson, Mississippi, one night. She was real sweet, but she didn't want me to touch her. Before I went and had my picture made with her when we're standing, they go, "You can get this close, and don't you get any closer," because she wouldn't like it. And she just had a thing about that. And I'm talking about Shania Twain.
Yes.
This was her big album. She had a lot of men issues of. She was
she
abused as a child.
That's what I was going to say. She was abused. I think I remember that.
Yeah. And she was real touchy over stuff. And you have to respect that.
Right.
But that was huge. One of her biggest albums there. It sold millions and millions of copies of that. But that's a sort of a rundown of what's happening. The food giveaway is back on for tomorrow here in Lauderdale County. It begins at 11 o'clock.
And it's at the Ag Center? Okay.
Be there early.
It goes to 2 p.m., so we always have said be there earlier than 11 because they're going to start lining up.
Yeah, so check it all out.
That's right.
Be there.
There's a lot of good things going on, though. That and then the homeless, helping the homeless tonight.
It is.
But do not forget to go buy mugshots tonight at 5. Oh, and also I forgot to, I think you get a percentage off of your food if you give any kind of donation, too, at mugshots tonight. If you get you a meal, you get a percentage. Right.
That's good.
A percentage off, so yes.
Help somebody.
That's right.
Morgan Wallace, of course, one of the first things in country music where he got canceled, and all that really did was make him bigger. It has made him, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an icon, but is a martyr of the thing of where he said some ugly words that he shouldn't, but he now has this has never happened quite like this. Garth had broke a lot of records, but this guy, your debut album, has been 7 weeks at number one. Garth has had many past that, but not the first album. So we'll see what happens. 7 weeks at number one with a new album out of the box. The record label is making tons of money off of this.
That's good.
So he's still in there. People are supporting him. They haven't turned their back on him.
But to me, I mean, that's good. You know, people say things a lot of times that you shouldn't
and
say.
he didn't use the remark
I don't think you should
anyone.
ruin. And this goes for anybody. I don't think you should ruin somebody's life, career. You do it because you can. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that.
I mean, it's just I don't know. It's crazy.
There's different lines.
I'm not saying if you have sexually harassed somebody
and
you are like doing things to them, stuff like that does not need to go. You know, not unpunished or whatever.
The example would be Paula Deen. They ruined her life there for a while.
Right. I mean, look what she built.
Right, and it was all...
And it was just gone in no time.
Over a joke from years ago that she meant nothing about.
I mean, it's just...
But that's the society that we have built these days. And we hope that everybody will come together one day.
Right. Well,
really
you know, right now, I know we got to move on, but right now, like, we're seeing all this Cuomo stuff. Okay, well, if they're going to do all this stuff with Cuomo, which they should, if it's a true thing, they should, then they're saying that possibly Biden could face some charges.
Oh, he's had a bunch.
So, and I'm not putting anything out there that's not on the news. They said it on Fox like yesterday, and so they're saying, so are they gonna like uphold since this one got it? I mean, it should be for everybody. It should be.
And this may be the ultimate plan to take him out of office and to make her president.
I don't know.
You don't.
Of course, I mean, we know that there's probably stuff in the works, but we can't say for sure. But
yeah,
I believe that if they're going to do it for some, they need to do it for all. But just saying a word or something every now and then that you didn't mean, I just don't think people's whole lives should be ruined for that.
Forgiveness. That's what America's about. This is almost like a two-faced thing, our next story here. The leader of the teachers union in California will not let students go back to school, but it's okay if he sends his kid to private school. And that's what the news story was all day yesterday. This was plastered everywhere you went. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is that the old
that's what
saying?
I was just fixing to say a while ago. Yeah.
So,
but that's the thing though, is private schools can stay open.
Yeah.
They don't have to go
by
by what
rules.
the other stuff. That's just like prayer in school. They can do prayer in school if they want to. They don't have to pull it out, which I don't know. And I can't say I wouldn't send mine, but now if I was heading up, like saying you can't send your kids to school,
yeah, that becomes a different ball game there.
Different situation. I think they should all be in school. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't want anybody to get sick, but I mean science is showing that the kids are not getting sick like the other people are getting sick, not as much. And so there's no reason why these states should not have kids back in school.
Let's hope they get them back.
Right, they're falling behind.
Say good morning to Harvey Cleveland watching this morning. We appreciate that. Christy Belk, I'm with you, Scotty Ray. I don't get it. She's talking about the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Good morning to Linda Culpepper. Also, Mary Jack Chisholm. Good morning, and she wants to wish everybody a blessed day. We appreciate that. Donna Sue is watching. Also, Vidalia Onions would be maybe a little easier. I've never had a Vidalia.
They're sweet onions. They're not as strong and stuff. And in Georgia, they'll have Vidalia festivals, because that's the big, over in Glenville, Georgia, where my kids have family over there and stuff. But they have big onion festivals and. Do
you remember the Sammy Kershaw Vidalia song? Vidalia. I can't sing, but I can do it in my head any day of the week. Since I put this together, the student has passed away. This happened yesterday in Arkansas. The student that was shot has died. They hadn't released names because of their minors. Just an awful thing. It was an individual attack. It was not, a school mass shooting or anything like that. But first day of school back and gets killed going back to school. Horrible.
Awful.
I didn't watch the Golden Globes. As a matter of fact, I don't watch a whole lot to do with Hollywood because they have seemed to get bigger than their britches, so to speak.
Well, they say their ratings for this was way down. They didn't have a whole lot of people watching at all.
Golden Globes.
Because a lot of it was virtual, they said. So.
Al Pacino fell asleep. It was so boring. It tells you if he falls asleep and he's at it, why would you want to watch it? But, the award shows, and they get on there to give these speeches that have gotten so political. And America's getting to where they go, I don't have to watch you anymore.
Yeah. There's shows that I used to watch all the time because I thought they were funny, like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And then I just got so sick of, and even some of the night shows, like the little talk shows at night, I just quit watching them because it was just an opportunity. First thing right out of
Jimmy
the gate.
Kimmel.
Right out of the gate, you're going to take a jab at Donald Trump or whoever, just whoever they choose for the night. But most of the time it was Donald Trump. And I just got tired of watching it.
The days of Carson and Leno are long gone.
Right. To where they had an array of things to be funny about. And it didn't matter who you were. If you were on the left or the right, they took a jab at you, and it was funny. And, and that's fine if you're going to do it to everybody. But
Correct.
You just single out one person every day and just run it in the ground. I ain't for that.
Yeah, it gets a little old.
That's right.
Now, this is one of those heartbreaking stories, and you hate to even give it, but it's a fact. We put these stories because they do happen. Ohio, as we go there, an Ohio mother has killed her 6-year-old son after killing him, threw him into the Ohio River. That's the little fellow there in the middle there. He didn't ask for that.
I see babies like this, and it makes me so mad when people have done so. I'd love to just get a hold of her.
Yeah, and then, she tried to say he was missing in the beginning, and it turns out they'd killed him and threw him in the river.
Well, it's just like
Still
that
hadn't
lady,
found the body.
That lady years ago who buckled her kids in the car seat and ran them off in the lake. Remember that?
Yes, I do. And there's been a lot of copycats on that also since then.
Yeah. And that girl who the baby was, the little toddler girl was missing. I watched a thing the other day on it, a little video, and the lady was explaining, what was that girl's name? That her little girl come up missing, and the mother claimed that she had drowned in the pool and they didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? She got away with it.
There's a bunch of them that do.
Even though they had, in her trunk of her car, they had the DNA of the little girl.
She's got a TV show now, doesn't she? Laura, what's her name?
The kid's name was Kaylee, I think.
Yeah, but I can see the old girl now because that was huge in the day.
It was a big thing. And then she was not guilty. I just can't believe stuff like that. I don't understand how that can happen. But.
Also, since you bring up missing and this, that, and the other, I thought I'd throw this up there. This is a missing first responder from the state of Mississippi. Her car has been found in Texas. They've got pictures of her, I think over in Carthage. I think she stopped at a Walmart in Carthage was the last time that they've actually seen her. Her car's been found. Her phone's been in it. If you know anything about this post is on the page. Share it so other people will know about it. That's just horrible.
That's scary.
From the South Haven area up near Memphis, but still a Mississippian there.
My daughter was driving the other night. I mean, she lives in Starkville, but she was headed to Jackson the other night, like late in the evening.
Yeah.
By herself. It makes me a nervous wreck.
Well, rightly so.
Well, some of these people, they just think that, I don't know, they just think they're invincible. The young ones, a lot of times. And
It's called you just hadn't lived long enough to realize.
there's just crazy people everywhere out there in this world, and it's just really, you don't feel safe. A woman or a young girl or even a young boy or really anybody. I mean, I hate to even single anybody out.
But women are,
Right.
they're preyed because there's predators out there that prey upon women. We know that.
Yes.
Whether they're doing lewd sexual acts, and then there's the kind that drive up beside women in cars that do.
You just can't be too careful nowadays. You just can't.
No, you can't.
So.
AOC makes it back in the news today, where she's calling the dog robot in New York, racist because it only goes to the poorer parts of town. Well, if you've got higher crime in a part of town, that's where you send your cops to stop. So I just, I can't argue with somebody like that.
She's a rising too.
Yeah, there you go.
Les, she's a rising.
Scientists or the forensic experts are saying probably, it's not confirmed, but they're probably saying that he fell asleep at the wheel. I don't know how you would do that in such a short distance. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
Because he jumps in the car, he's aggravated, he jumps out there. It was a 5-minute drive.
Unless you just pass out from some kind of
medical reaction.
Right, a medical reason or something. That's scary.
Not a lot of unions in the Deep South, but Joe is backing one at Amazon in Alabama there. He's in support of them putting that in. There are a few unions in the state of Mississippi, but it's not big like when you get to New York or you get to Ohio is ate up with it.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I mean, just because it's a union, don't think that Biden is protecting you, because look what happened to the oil people.
Yeah.
The pipeline people.
And now, and let me be honest about it, I don't understand this. When I was in Ohio working, the place I worked was non-union. Then you had the union set up across the street from you, and they blow up this big rat. Then people will start throwing rocks at you. Why? Everybody's just trying to make a living here.
Well, I'm not saying a union is a bad thing.
No, I'm just saying that's what went on there.
Right.
I witnessed it.
Right. I mean, because that's protected a lot of people in a lot
in their
of
jobs.
ways.
Well, you take
right.
Henry Ford back in the day when they made them work all those hours. They didn't have a union, and they got some representation. So he goes, look, the workers got to get paid overtime. They need sleep. It was a good thing.
But I think when this election was going on, I think a lot of people thought that Biden was going to protect the unions, and he was going to stand up for them, and they were going to keep their jobs, and they didn't have anything to worry about. And then right off, I mean, day one?
Yep.
It's gone. So that's a lesson learned, I hope.
They are a little upset.
Yeah, they are very upset, which rightly so, they should be. I mean, a lot of these people, like I said the other day, they got families to provide for, and they were in the middle of building homes, and just a lot of things. So insurance, they're now without insurance probably. So anyway,
it's horrible.
It is.
One thing, when you you save all your life because you want your children to do better than you.
Right.
You've got a savings account. Maybe you've maybe they've gotten scholarship. They go off to college to make you proud. You want them to have a great life, and then this has happened so many times. The family is claiming, they haven't confirmed it, but the family is claiming that it was a hazing that killed a Virginia University freshman, and it did involve liquor, of drinking it too fast, and he died from it. Horrible.
Yeah, a lot of these fraternities and sororities and stuff like that, I think I want to say, and I might be wrong, maybe in fraternities it maybe goes on a little more in the guys section than it would the girls, but I'm not saying it doesn't go on in the girls.
Well, you think about it, you rarely hear of a lady.
Yeah. Now, they have like high school things that I never could do anything like that, because I could not sit there and have somebody pour stuff on me like they do in some of these little high school.
You'd slap them. I can tell you what would happen.
Look,
I don't know if y'all caught on.
There'd be some stuff go down that night, but no, I couldn't do that. And my kids never got into that. But this does go on, and I kind of wish that they had some kind of a rules that they could either go by or just do away with.
Yeah.
The whole thing, because this stuff goes on, and like you said, we've heard of this so many times. You send your kids off and you think, things are going to be fine. And these social groups, I don't agree with them, but a lot of people do.
I think I bumped into your first cousin on Saturday. As we put up the sign there, the new hours for the dumpsters in town where you can take the household items.
Yeah.
Me and my next door neighbor, he got his junk, I got my junk, and we drive out to West Lauderdale on Bird Donor Road to get rid of the stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a pile of people trying to get up there. So we pull over on the side of the road. And as usual, they claim we got all these cameras, but the dumpster divers block it.
Yeah.
And you can't back in there to unload your stuff because they're digging it out as fast as so. I don't know what the solution. I ain't got a problem with nobody taking the metal.
Right.
But
I know
Lord,
what you're talking about.
Let us get in there.
Yeah.
But
because it's going to be a wreck there one day.
oh yeah, so we're stacked
it hadn't
3
already
deep
been.
on the side of the road, and the woman in front of me, you got your people digging up there, and you got the one car here. The slot pulls out, and she's next in line, and a guy from the other way pulls in, whips in front of her, and holy cow, that white woman come unglued on him.
Oh, really?
Because he cut in line.
Oh, my
She was throwing stuff, slamming stuff. And anyway, I
So
said,
you think she's kin to me?
I said, that's Candace. I know that woman.
Oh, Lord.
She got bent out of shape quick.
Look, I probably wouldn't have got bent out of shape right there. But
She,
now-
and I have to. She'd been waiting like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that is aggravating. That is so aggravating when people do that.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
he-
just like, now I did have words with a girl back.
See, I told y'all.
Do you remember the JC's haunted house?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We went to the JC's haunted house back in high school.
Yeah.
And we had been in line forever, and it was raining.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're standing in line, and these girls just come up like they own the place and just push us out of the way and come on up in front of us. And I mean, one of them's like, I'm hanging out in the rain trying to get, because we're so packed in, like a bunch of sardines up in there.
Have your mask on back then?
No, we didn't have to wear a mask, but even though I wish I'd have had one because it was some not so smelling good people up in there.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I had words with her because it's aggravating. I mean, I was just like, I don't know what you think you doing, but
I can see this old girl grabbing a ponytail and it being ferocious.
Oh goodness, no.
Look here, this
Lord.
is one of those things of just an FYI if you didn't know, because I have seen people do. I don't do this, but I have seen others. Do not put your coffee in the refrigerator because they say that coffee absorbs all of the smells from out of the refrigerator. And then when you make your coffee, it tastes that way.
Right.
Ruins your flavor.
But it does make sense because when you go to buy, I don't know if you know this, but when you go to buy perfume,
Yeah.
you want to test all the different ones, smell
A
them
little
all,
sniffing.
and they'll give you like a little sack of coffee beans to after each scent you smell the coffee beans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it like gets rid of the scent. So I guess it would.
I didn't know they use coffee up in those places.
Yeah, the coffee beans like in a little mesh little thing. I've done that. But anyway, I've never done that though. I've never put my coffee in the refrigerator or the freezer. I did, however, like I told you, I used to buy these real expensive candles. I don't know if y'all remember the aromatique candles. And they're kind of like real, like a oily feel. Anyway.
Yeah.
They were real highly scented, and somebody was telling me, oh, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in your freezer, and it keeps the scent in the candles better if you keep them in the freezer.
So
and it did work. I mean,
what about your meat?
Nothing else smelled like them or anything. It didn't, So, I mean, it wasn't like the coffee thing, but that's the only thing I've ever put in the freezer that was not supposed to be in the freezer.
Well, I've put all kinds of animals and this, that, and the other that my wife disagreed with, but
Oh yeah, we have Kurt had an upright freezer.
There was for that.
It was like a deer head in
Yeah.
there.
like
I was like, oh my gosh.
like I one time bought a freezer specifically for that. Next thing I know, there's food up in my freezer.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
In New York, a 4-year-old girl, I don't know if y'all have seen the video of this floating around. A 4-year-old girl was found in the street roaming. A police officer found her. It's been 4 days and no one has claimed her.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They don't know who she is. She does know her first name. So they're investigating, and hopefully that child will get to back to the parent or with somebody that's kin to them that will take care of them. Because going back to where they come from.
Well, you have to wonder, like, did something happen to the parent?
Could be.
I mean, who wouldn't be looking for them?
Mm-hmm.
I guess some people are sorry enough to just put them out, though.
There are those kind of
awful.
people out there. You remember the kid in Mississippi that was left in a laundromat?
Right.
Oh, horrible, horrible. Well,
There's so many people that would love to have a child, and
I know.
this is happening all over the world.
People will adopt in a heartbeat for whatever reason they can't have children, or just good-hearted want to add to their family.
Yes.
Sympathy, whatever it is. But hey, it is as we said, grass cutting season, and Cole and Buttermilk would like to talk to you out to Freeman Tractor. If you haven't been by lately to see the complete line of lawnmowers that they've got, new line of X Marks are in this year, starting at $29.99. You can come on in, take a test drive. They cut great, great mowers. You can zip around things like you never thought you could.
Well, we have X Marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you can take advantage of the Skag mowers, just a step up there. Ride great. Those seats are wonderful. You can put a lot of gas in them. They go all day. Depending on which model you choose, from the Cheetah or the Tiger 2, they're great mowers also. A good brand for you there. Grass season is here, and of course they've got plenty to choose from. If you're into tractors, you're looking for a cab air conditioner, they got those also. The neatest thing that they've come out with is the bush hog on front of the tractor, to where you could put it on your bucket and ride down all the stuff that you want to cut.
I wish we had a side one to go around our pond. I know, I wish we had one.
Yeah.
But, I will say this about the zero turns. They're great, but you need to know what you're doing before you
don't just jump on.
Because you can tear up some stuff. I'm just saying.
You might have run over a thing or two.
Yeah, I might have ran over a golf ball or, ran into the fence. Oh. But yeah, when I first started doing it, I remember the first time I got out in the middle where there was nothing,
to practice.
So I couldn't hit anything, and just tried to get the feel of it. They are so convenient.
It is. And once you get the hang of it, you can zip around any flower bed like you've never seen.
Yeah, can.
And of course, if you need an attachment for your tractor, boy, they got bush hogs. They've got a bat wings if you need a big one there to cut 15 foot at a swipe. If you need a blade for your driveway, if you're going to be breaking up a garden, you need a new one. They've got all this, including forks. Of course, the benchies are back. If you need, this is the biggest model they make, the 1000. There's 0% for 60 months. You can get air conditioner in this model if you'd like that to keep cool while you're working. And of course, the new red one just arrived there, the 550, the T-balls. See these? They've got plenty to choose from. It's the benchy. Save you money there. Always a great one to drive. They'll let you drive it around there. Different colors, the ones that you want to choose from. And a great service department. If you need blades or anything like that, they got it for you at Freeman Tractor. Take a left off 19 there at Sickalina Fire Department and just drive, and you're going to run into them.
Yes.
Buttermilk probably standing on the side of the road right now. So this is our Tuesday. It is going to be a wet one. As we go back as a quick update, as we look at radar, we pull this up and we show that we've got still some scattered showers across Lauderdale County. As we look at this, Kemper-Wahalak, it's raining pretty good in between Cyphals Mills all the way across to about Bentonville United Methodist Church. As you've got light showers in Noxubee, a little bit still in Neshoba County, and also Lauderdale. We got just a little bit in the northern portion there of Clark County. As we go out here to Newton, Lazy Boy, a little bit, not much, nothing to worry about. As we turn this off, let's look at the statewide glance here. Showers to the southwest of Hattiesburg to Baton Rouge, but nothing major that's going to come through this way. So that's kind of what we've got, off and on showers. And cloudy tomorrow, it'll be ending, and rain chances come back, a slight chance on Friday.
So we're going to have for Saturday, do you know what's going to go on for Saturday?
Saturday, let me tell you, I got it written down so I wouldn't forget. Saturday looks like it's a 30% chance of rain before 7 a.m., and then the rest of the day looks like it'll be pretty good, 64 for a high.
Okay. That'll be good, because the Dusty lead out is Saturday night, and so I'm doing a couple of girls for that, doing their hair and makeup. So.
It should be good for that.
That's good.
That's
good for them.
Those dresses that are high dollar earned.
Right, and I always hate when I have to do somebody's hair and it's going to be raining.
Because it frizzes?
Well, all the curls will fall out, if you don't prepare,
So be ready, Dusty, and that's on Saturday night, Dusty lead out?
Yes, it is.
All right, so now we know.
It is.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you for joining us this morning.
We do.
Very kind of you. If you wouldn't mind, share. And we've mentioned this a couple of times. If you've liked this page, because how many times you heard, well, I don't get a notice?
Yeah.
And the
I've
reason
had a lot of people tell me that. I'm not seeing it coming up on my phone. So, the reason, what were you saying?
Facebook changed the way this worked. Used to, if you clicked liked, you got the notices. Well, they've backed away from that silently. You have to click follow. And if you're watching now, if you're not following, you can click the little thing at the top of the page where the eye of the camera is and join it that way. Or just go up at the top of the page where the little dots are.
Yes.
And change it to follow instead of a like, or like and follow. But to get the notices, you have to follow is the only way it works on Facebook. They're ever changing little bitty things in Facebook.
Right.
Makes it a little harder.
Yeah, and I mean, because it's gradually just growing. Well, it's in a hurry. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's done good.
It's a growing thing. Just share it. Every time you like it, share it. And we really, really appreciate that. And also, like, guests. We'll be having more guests on pretty soon. And if you would like to be a guest, get in touch with one of us. You know, if you have an event that's coming on and you want to talk about it, just let us know, and we'll be glad to have you on one day.
Every now and then I might miss a message. Whoops.
Yeah, but you can contact either one of us.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, where else can you find a blonde hair pulling woman in the mornings to listen to?
Look,
right here.
He would. Okay. Anybody that knows me knows that I do speak my mind, and I am.
You don't say.
I might have said some things before I probably shouldn't have said.
Oh, I think we all.
But
have.
I am so nice. If you, I mean, I really. I feel
Oh, she's
like
sweet girl.
I feel like I'm a nice person. I just, you know, I'm just like anybody else. You know, I have a limit that I reach, and then I might blow. Boop.
There you go. Kind of like that rising.
Yeah, that's right.
Just all over the place.
Oh my goodness, I'll never live that down. But anyway, there are some of those people.
Great analogy, though.
It really is. I think that needs to go national.
Hey, I'm.
I think that needs to be a used.
And before long, we'll have this also available on podcast as well, to where it'll reach more people that don't like the video side of it, to where if you don't have time, you can carry it in your back pocket and listen to the audio. That's coming soon, too. So up and coming things in the future there. Let's see here. What else? Are we forgetting any other big news this morning?
I don't think so, but I do want to mention again the thing at Mugshots.
Yes.
I just don't want anybody to forget about it. And if you want to go by Mugshots tonight and have a meal, know that you can bring some sheets, or you can bring, and I'm sure they want new sheets. I mean,
I would think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's just kind of like cooties,
right? So if you can buy some new sheets, they don't have to be super expensive sheets. I'm sure they would appreciate anything. But new sheets and new towels, or a donation of at least $10, you can come by Mugshots and get a meal tonight, and you can get a discount on your meal if you bring a donation. And it helps the homeless. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to help the homeless get back on their feet, and they're going to provide a decent place for them to live while they're trying to get back on their feet. I think that's a great thing.
It is.
Because some people out there, they don't know where to start, you know.
You don't?
That's right. I mean, they don't.
It's like when you first get married. Oh, my gosh, a refrigerator. You know, trying to get furniture for your house. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and there's some people that they really want a job. They want to do, and they won't help, but some people won't even give them a chance.
That's right.
Because of maybe the way they look, or, you know, they don't get a chance. So,
well, it's like the old story. If you remember back, you've heard the story many times of the homeless guy that walked in the church, and he was pretty much thrown out, and it was really Jesus.
Right. Well, I know of a story too where the preacher dressed up like a homeless person, and he went out on the street just to see how people. I want to say in the congregation.
It was in front of his church.
Right, and he wanted to see how he was treated, and then he stepped up on the pulpit and then told him who he was, and
that was a great show and tell day.
That's right, and I mean, I hope that was a wake up call to a lot of people. So I'm sure it was. You don't ever know. You never know what walk people have walked in their life. Right. You don't know what they've gone through and what's brought them to that point. And I just think that a lot of people just need to give them a chance.
Right. So. Next time you're whooping somebody at the dump, you think about that, Candace.
He's so silly. You know I ain't whooping nobody at the dump.
Again, we say thank you. We want to say a big thank you to all the sponsors that help us out each and every day here. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, inbox us. We'll tell you all about how you can become a part of the show and be with us as well. And Candace will take care of you in a heartbeat there.
Yes, we appreciate all of you so much. You just don't know how much we appreciate you. And we hope everyone has a wonderful day and a safe day, and be blessed.
All right. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow, and I'll have all the details throughout the day of anything that happens.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by